What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Berk, aka Dansweight here, and in this video I am going to be sharing with you something extremely cool that happened in a recent livestream while I was playing through a randomizer mod version of Final Fantasy X. So if you didn't watch this live, I'm going to give you guys an intro and a little bit of a background for what happened in the lead up to this particular segment of the livestream. If you already were there and watched it, you'd like to rewatch it, or you generally know what's going on with this playthrough and this challenge, then feel free to skip ahead. I'll put a timestamp so that you can avoid kind of this whole intro and setup. But I think this video might interest a lot of people who didn't either catch this live or that haven't been watching this series, because I know for a fact that if I just uploaded this as like a singular individual boss battle challenge, there'd be way more people watching it than there were during the live stream. So I wanted to share it in this fashion to try and help it reach as many people as possible, and to share something really cool that happened that hasn't happened for me for quite a while with Final Fantasy X. So let me get into it and talk about what you're going to watch, and then I will play back the VOD from the live stream so you can see it all happen in real time with the chat and see how this all went down. So what we're going to do in this video is I am going to be beating Penance using own sphere grid for the first time. To my knowledge, I have never seen a Final Fantasy X own sphere grid Penance battle be uploaded or shared anywhere. And once I reached Penance in this challenge, my gut reaction was that it's probably impossible. I wasn't planning to put too much time into it. But then we had some Final Fantasy X experts in the chat who kind of made it seem like maybe there's a way to do it. And I thought, since we've come this far in these live streams, why don't we do a little bit of testing and experimenting and brainstorming and see if there's a way we can win this battle. And lo and behold, many hours later, I actually ended up with a win. And I'm pretty sure it's the first of its kind for Final Fantasy X. And so for me, these kinds of milestones are always important and they're fun, and so I wanted to share with you guys how it actually happened. So first of all, what is own sphere grid? Let me quickly break this down for you guys. Again, if you understand all of this stuff, you can feel free to skip ahead. But I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, own sphere grid Penance, OSG Penance, what is this? Randomizer, what are you talking about? I'm going to spend a few minutes breaking it down just so you know what you're watching. Because obviously during the live stream, I'm assuming that everyone's already following along. And so you won't be able to if you have no kind of background in what we're trying to do. So basically, in Final Fantasy X, every single character has their own portions of the sphere grid. So what you're seeing here highlighted for Tidus, this is the portion of the sphere grid that belongs to him. And normally you would have the ability quick hit here, and you would have a level 3 lock, and then you break through the lock to start to access other people's grids. And so you can start to understand why the own sphere grid challenge is a challenge when you start to really get to the difficult bosses of the game, because compared to the entire rest of the grid where you can get all of these extra stat bonuses, you are only restricted to a very small portion of the grid. So you have to make do with what you have here and try to defeat the game's ultimate super boss only using this group of stats here. And so this is why own sphere grid is a big challenge. Now, for most of the story and for a lot of the bosses that you'll face in the game, it's actually not too bad. You can get a decent amount of stats just by doing this if you have some prior knowledge of the game and the bosses themselves. But once you start to get to kind of the end game boss, super boss, optional boss level, things get a little more difficult for some of them. And so what we're going to do, we're going to quickly just run through these grids here. You can see that everybody's grids relative to the size of, obviously, the entire sphere grid, they're very small. Especially poor old Kimari here with his tiny sphere grid, because he's literally designed to have a sphere grid that you can break out of and basically go whichever path you want. So his natural sphere grid is absolutely tiny. And so you can see here, everybody's sphere grids are relatively quite small. And so this puts a big restriction on your stats and what you can do against Penance. And so that's the first layer of the challenge. But actually, the particular challenge that I'm doing takes it one step further, because we have a randomizer element. So coming back to Tidus's grid here, the randomizer basically gives you a random assortment of stats and abilities across the different nodes. And so you will see, for example, that he has something like Nab Gil over here. He has Flare over here. And so this is truly like just a randomized assortment of abilities. Now, he doesn't have more abilities than he normally would. These are just swaps. So anything that was previously an ability node is still an ability node, but the ability itself is randomized now. And so this meant that every character basically had a random assortment of abilities. Some of them were useful, and some of them were not. And so you'll see, once you're watching the fight, that ultimately the fact that I had a randomizer set up made it even more difficult, because there were certain abilities that I could have benefited from on other characters that I just simply didn't have. And so the logic is that if I can beat this battle using this particular randomizer setup, then you almost certainly can defeat it using a normal own sphere grid setup as well. This should be harder to pull off than a regular OSG challenge. So those are the parameters that we're working with. We have a very limited sphere grid, and we have randomized abilities. So for example, against Penance, you kind of want to have quick hit. That would potentially help you. But in this one, we don't have it. In this one, as luck would have it, Lulu is the one with quick hit, and so we can't really utilize quick hit in this particular run. So that's generally an idea of how this stuff works. So when it comes to the battle itself, the trouble with this whole thing is that Penance is such a powerhouse that you need an assortment of stats to be able to survive and to do the damage you need in order to win the fight. And so normally, when you're fighting Penance, you would set yourself up in a way that you can survive Penance's attacks, and then you will of course do the damage you need to win. And so to do that, you will need, for example, 255 defense, but then of course you'll need a high strength stat to do max damage, you'll need high agility to be able to keep up with Penance in the arms, and you need good HP to also survive the attack. So you need all of these things at once. And so when you have a grid that's this small, of course you can't have all of the stats for one character. So we'll use Lulu as a baseline here because she actually has, I think, naturally one of the biggest sphere grids out of all the characters. I didn't count the nodes individually, but she has, because she's available basically from the very start, and she needs all of those extra nodes for her magic spells, she has a pretty big grid. So for her, for example, we end up with stats that look something like this. Now, her agility is top tier, which to me at least felt almost essential for this fight for basically everyone. She has the 255 defense, and she has 8,480 HP. So this is best case scenario here. She has the agility, she has the defense, she kind of has the HP, but she has no strength. So for Lulu, we literally can't use her to deal damage to Penance. She can survive the attacks, but she can't damage Penance because we just don't have enough going on. And so it became pretty clear quite early on that you're going to need to have different characters filling different roles in this fight. Lulu, for example, will need to be a tank. You're going to have Yuna, who is also in the same boat. She has a pretty large grid as well because she's available quite early on and also has a lot of abilities and that kind of thing. So not quite as big as Lulu's grid. You can see her HP is slightly lower, but she also has the same agility, defense, and almost the same HP. Then we have our attackers, and this is pretty funny. I mean, Tidus literally has no sphere grid HP. He has no HP. He has 170 agility, 231 strength, and 90 luck. The reason he needs the luck is because he needs to actually be able to hit the arms and destroy them. And so basically I had to sacrifice certain other nodes in order to be able to give him enough luck to make sure he consistently hits and is able to do the right kind of damage. And so this basically turns into, you've got your attackers and you have your defenders, and this is what the attackers look like. So Tidus is an attacker, Riku is an attacker. Here you can see she has a pretty small sphere grid as well. Her strength is slightly lower than Tidus, as you can see here, and that's because she literally has a smaller sphere grid, so she can't quite get as many nodes in as Tidus. Waka is also an attacker, so the familiar trio of Tidus, Riku, and Waka will be the attack squad. And then we have my boy, Auron. Auron fulfills a very important role, as Auron often does. And what he's going to do, he is going to be a tank. Of course he is. But you can see his stats are actually very bad. So if you compare his stats to Lulu's, he is nowhere near. His agility is only 101. So he doesn't have top tier agility, he has second tier agility. And he has 6,430 HP. So that number was selected very carefully, as you'll see later on. And he does have a couple of empty nodes on purpose for that reason. But Auron's role here is to basically be a sentinel, because as luck would have it, in the randomizer he still obtained sentinel. So he retained that ability. But he will basically be a sentinel / guard, and he will be basically reviving when the attackers fall. And so that's generally what Auron's role is going to be, but it's going to be vital for our success. But these are the stats that we're working with, and he has 6,430 HP because that's a very critical threshold where he can survive everything, including the attacks from the arms, but every attack he survives will take him into critical HP, and then he can use an X potion to heal himself. So if he has more HP, ironically it works out worse for him because there's going to be hits he takes that keeps him above halfway, but then will get him killed in the next turn because he didn't heal in between. So Auron was like very finely tuned here, but these were the stats, and this was the setup that I needed in order to make this plan work. And Kimahri, he actually fulfills one role in this fight. So even with his tiny sphere grid, there is one small role that Kimahri can potentially play in this fight, and that is because he has Entrust. And so I figured if there's ever a time where I need a quick second overdrive, if I've run out of turns, I need something, I can try to swap him in Trust to Riku or Waka for an attack reels or something like that, and then hopefully with his 170 agility, I'll have a chance of getting him out of there, sorry, depending on, like, you know, which part of the battle that he comes in through. So Kimahri won't play a huge role, but there is a chance I could need him because of his Entrust ability. So that's the general setup. I know it took a while to kind of explain that and put it together, but what I've done for you there is essentially condensed down like 8 to 10 hours of just like thinking about this, planning, chatting, brainstorming, testing, and all of that stuff. So hopefully that should break down the setup a little better for you, and the rest of it you'll obviously see play out in battle. So the final things to mention before I literally just let the video play back and you see how it all went down is that as of streaming this particular session, I had only one attempt where I managed to get through the first form, and I ended the session there last time. And so the plan for the particular session that you're watching was to simply try to start developing a strategy for how the second form would work. And during testing, I was trying to basically utilize any tool I had to help me experiment and to speed up the process of testing and discovering what the best strategy would be. And so I did utilize cheats in order to be able to do that. Now, for the winning attempt that you're going to watch, I was still pretty much in testing. This was the first time that I had a proper attempt at the second form, and as such, there were a couple of things that I wasn't prepared for. So, for example, I had an armor for Riku that was incorrect. So I think I had auto shell instead of auto regen, but all I needed to do was basically before the fight, the auto shell was useless basically. It was based on like a different attempt or a different idea, and all I had to do was come into the fight with auto regen instead. But I didn't have that particular armor when I was having the attempt. So what I did was to replace the auto shell with auto regen in the fight, and I swapped to that weapon. So technically I hacked in that slot change, but it's the kind of thing that it literally had no impact on the battle. If I had come in with that particular armor instead, then it would have been fine. And technically, if anything, I lost a turn, because if I came in with the armor, obviously I wouldn't have wasted a turn replacing it anyway. So these are the kind of things that, yes, technically I had to hack a slot change, but it's the kind of thing that has no real bearing on the fight. And instead of repeating the fight from start to finish with those kind of tweaks in place, I decided to just upload the VOD version where it all happens in real time and you get to see it with the chat and you get to see me work through it. I feel like that would be a lot more fun. The same thing goes for items. Basically, again, because I'm in testing mode, I had 75 Phoenix Downs at the start of the fight. Obviously, any fight against Penance where you're going to rely a lot on auto Phoenix, you should come in with 99. But since I gave myself no real chance of winning it in that particular attempt, I didn't go back and change it to 99. So I entered the fight with 75. And then once we got really deep into the fight, I was like, holy shit, like I should have come in with 99 Phoenix Downs instead. And so what I did was I added back Phoenix Downs as if I had come in with 99 instead of the 75. It just required a couple of real-time tweaks so that I could get it done in that particular live stream attempt, instead of trying to basically do it all over again just for what would be an academic change, basically. And I think the final thing worth mentioning is that once I got to the second phase, I don't spend that much time battling Penance, and when I do, I generally have a setup in which the mechanics, the regeneration mechanics of the arms aren't that important. And what you'll notice is that when I'm playing through that bit, there's going to be times where I'm starting to get a little bit confused about why the arms are coming back on the turns that they are. And I'm like, why is this happening? I'm defeating them in like a different way. They seem to keep just coming back at different times or the exact same time. There's a little bit of confusion that started to happen there. And ultimately, just so that this is clear before you start watching me get a little bit confused about that, the way Penance's arms work and the way that they regenerate is that they will always regenerate 12 ticks after death. If you don't know what that means, in simple terms, they will always come back the same amount of time after you kill them. So generally what this means is the optimal way to kill Penance's arms is to kill them right before their turn so that you get the maximum amount of breathing time before they come back and then have their turn. And this was a mistake that I'd made in one previous Penance fight, but it had been a long time since then. I kind of forgot how those mechanics worked. And I thought maybe there's a little bit of variability to when the arms come back, depending on how you kill them and when you kill them, etc. But that's not the case. And so watching back, if you guys know that information, that will help you kind of understand the bit where I got a little bit confused about that. But in general, for you guys as well, it's useful advice. If you're killing Penance's arms, it's always nice to do it right before they get their turn. That will be the optimal way to do it. If you do it too early before their turn, or you kill them a bit too back-to-back, things get a little bit more risky, and there's a bigger chance that you end up failing to kill both of the arms and getting hit with something like Judgment Day in the second form. So I felt like that was an important one to mention. So that is the intro done. Thank you for bearing with me, because if you haven't been following along with this challenge at all, you have no idea what this is about. I feel like that breakdown and that build-up would be relevant for you before watching this video so that you can understand things a little better. And so with that, we're ready to head into the VOD section. You'll see me play this in real time, engage with the chat. Take it pretty casually, because for a long time I was pretty sure that this was still just testing and we're not actually going to beat him in this run. And then I start to lock in near the end as things start to get a little bit more intense. And it's going to be a race against time to see if I have enough resources to see this fight through. So I was really happy with this one, and it was really nice to catch it live, because a lot of the greatest fights I've done in Final Fantasy X, they've all been done in like a recorded fashion and uploaded later. So to be able to do something like this that I've never seen done before on a live stream with the chat was a lot of fun. And thank you to everybody who was in that live chat and that's generally been watching and supporting the live streams for this series. Really appreciate you guys. So without much further ado, let's get into it and watch me defeat Own Sphere Grid Penance with the Randomizer mod for the first time. Yeah, they do. Yeah, pretty sure they did. So I think that's one that throws a lot of people off, because obviously it's the opposite of haste, and haste is a buff. But the game doesn't treat it really as a debuff, it treats it as a status ailment. So it falls into a bit of a weird category. Alrighty. Now, I think same story here. We're gonna try a bit of this first. Let's speed up again. So now these two also need Protect to be able to survive without defending, but for now we can still, I think, get by. Mari. Okay. Hi Barbo, welcome to stream. Good to see you. So now I think from here all we need is Orin to come in and Sentinel to survive. Yeah, he'll need a second null. But let me just try attacking a bit for now. I want to try and get some momentum. Yeah, Ribbon does block all status effects, but I think it's very normal for a lot of people to assume that slow isn't a status effect, it's a debuff, so it wouldn't block slow. Hi Alexa, welcome to stream, good to see you. So I wonder if we go a bit aggressive here and start with the Blitz Ace, but the delay is so strong. But I feel like if we use attack reels, then there's just too much RNG about whether or not it works. But for now, let's just do this. Orin, Sentinel, and so we now mix a second one just to get them all covered. Alright, so now we have the nasty scenario, but it might be worth potentially going for it to protect him, but yeah, let's try it. So trying a slightly more aggressive setup here. Yeah, let's say the delay is just too strong, you're always going to sacrifice him dying afterwards, but we'll see. Just basically, you've seen how problematic Calamity is. It's kind of prioritizing Calamity to make sure it doesn't happen. And so now this buys us a little more time to get ourselves set up here. Just wondering if it's a situation where only this arm gets a turn, the left arm. Is it okay to not have Orin out there? As Alexa gives 5 memberships, thank you so much, appreciate it. So yeah, thinking about this one, what moves does it have? It has Sloga, it has Terra Graviton, and it has the normal hit. So I think it should be alright. I'm going to try to buy myself more turns to do those kind of things in the future. Once we get fully set up, we're not there yet, but once we are. For now, we'll continue to play it safe and just make sure Orin does his thing. But I feel like with the chance of Sloga and Terra Graviton, where basically Orin is not needed as a Sentinel, I just wonder if we just take up, we just take that chance to do more damage instead. So let's get Lulu back in. Or let's get Yuna in, actually. Yeah, I think I'll probably sacrifice Waka here. Oh my god, again, that arm just comes back in absolutely no time. Absolutely no time at all. Sam Wood, welcome to the stream. Finally made the stream, been binging this series side of Corypheon's mod because you keep up. Appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying Corypheon's mod as well. I've had a great time with it so far. And yes, it will be continuing on Friday, of course. Right, so Yuna is now also ready to go. So we're able to get set up a little more quickly now. Yeah, sorry Tanya, I did have to reset unfortunately. Alright, let's go. Yeah, see, basically I started wondering in these scenarios, is it too dangerous to swap out Orin? So basically the idea is, if you can't take this arm out before it happens, then can you try to save him from Calamity by removing him from the party? Yeah. But it just feels too dangerous because what they can do to the rest of the party. All the delay from dying, and they don't have Auto Phoenix right now, I think. I need to set them up for phase 2. So yeah, wondering if... Basically, again, I'm just doing my best to try and protect Orin from Calamity as much as I can, but it seems a bit unlikely. Yeah, I think in this particular scenario, I have to kind of keep these guys out because, again, I want to swap in Lulu. Normally, basically, the 2 turns before Obliteration, I want to swap in Lulu and Yuna so I have the full kind of setup ready. But say I swap in Lulu here, obviously this arm is going to get a turn, and if Calamity hits Lulu, that's also a problem. So either way, I'm in trouble. So I kind of need to keep this. I just need to take this stupid arm out. It's just really annoying. Yeah, I think we'll sacrifice Tidus here. I just like Blitz Ace because it's very, like... It's still a singular attack. and it's doing over 250k to one arm, so not bad. Yeah, you see? So I think ultimately, that worked out for the best. Ideally, obviously, you want 3 characters here that can all tank the obliteration, but if you don't have that, then this is kind of the next best alternative. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good call, Carifian. Yeah, since we have the free turn here, we can do this, and obviously that would mean that when he gets taken out, he'll at least get a full overdrive, so we can use Blitz Ace again afterwards. It's a nice touch. Okay, so let's go back to it again. So we're gonna do this one, and then this one. Oh yeah, he's on Comrade. Yeah, Carifian's gonna have to explain that one. I'm gonna keep focusing. He just said Comrade doing Comrade things. Alright, so now we're back to a nice setup here. Now, in these scenarios, I still don't think it's better to use things like attack reels. Because, like, Penance himself just doesn't take enough damage. I feel like it's better to just be safe and defend properly. Let's get you now. So this is the first time we've been able to face this attack properly, kind of as intended. And now, hopefully after this one, we'll be able to get a little bit of momentum and start doing some actual damage. But yeah, for anyone curious about why Titus didn't get an overdrive there, even though he has Comrade and everyone took damage, Carifian will hopefully explain it here. But I need to focus. So this is where we're going to start to burn through these X potions, and we'll see if we're going to have enough here. Right, now we're going to get in on it and start finally damaging Penance. Okay. So we're only allowed basically 4 hits every time. Then the arm comes back. So this is the first time we have a bit of a nice loop going here. So let's see if we can keep this going now. And we'll see if we're fast enough to manage. So yeah, now we're basically looking to find a pattern that will take us through the rest of this first phase. We just need to stop this arm coming back consistently and not having to worry about it. Oh, that's a nasty. We'll see how close we get. See, this is the turn where I'm like, is it possibly a good idea to just bring Riku in and just get another attack? This is one of those where you got to kind of figure out, like, do the probabilities and kind of see what's worth doing. Hey, Real, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Let me have a think about this. If Sloga comes, no problem. If Terra Graviton comes, no problem. If a slap comes, then we don't have... I think I need to change these guys' armors. I'm going to do this in Farplane Editor again. These are not the right armors for this scenario. I'm going to have a quick look here. This is one thing I forgot to do in my kind of mini prep. Let me see, Tetratage. Which one of these can I give up? I think auto potion you probably give up. And you replace that with auto phoenix. So I think this is maybe a better option. Yeah, so this is all from like before, so these ones need to change. But for this to actually work, I need to like take a turn to change to it, right? But in the meantime, I'm gonna get Titus's and Walker's one prepped. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take auto shell off them. They've got auto regen. I'm just curious to see how that works. So bear with me here. I'm just adjusting these armors that I should have come into this fight with. Okay. So hopefully that works. So now I need to actually change to this. Let's see what happens here. So that worked out well. Now I get all of these extra turns. So I think instead of in these scenarios, I think this is the more optimal move. Because even in the worst case scenario, someone dies and they're auto phoenixed. And now I get all of these turns to play with instead. Because Oren's obviously slow. And he's selecting Sentinel. So I think that's not wise. But I think this is a little bit of an improvement on the strat. So let's keep going here. Now we can take this arm out safely, I believe. Ah, not quite. I still need enough turns to get everybody out of there, but yeah, you see now it's like, is it worth an attack reels? I kind of feel like no. I'd need to hit it 3 times, and I've definitely had a few times where it hasn't. 4 is like average luck. 3... yeah, I think we go for the attack drain. I still think that's the best combo here. So now we swap back to our obliteration squad. Back to Sentinel. And then Yuna. Okay. And now with this, we're also avoiding Mighty Guard. So now we're starting to flow. Things are looking a little better here. Shit, it's already been over an hour. At least on my end, time always flies when you're running these kind of tests. It's crazy. Like, you can lose an entire evening so quick. Like, when you're kind of messing around with this kind of stuff, the time just vanishes. It's insane. But this time I can't get Oren out of there. So we just keep going here. Okay. Just curious if we did, if she did have 255 strength or high strength, yeah. See, again, if we were doing original sphere grid, like no randomizer, this turn right now I have to swap Titus out. But normally he would have quick hit, and if he would have had quick hit, the turns would have actually looked like this. So again, I'm losing attack opportunity. So that sucks, but I think it's kind of what you have to do, really. So we just keep ticking away here. Trying to get every tick we can. Alright. How are we doing X potion wise? Oof. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, but we can... And I can swap... or an out this time. We can keep taking that risk and seeing how it works for us. But as I say, I'm gonna keep it like this for now. I'm gonna take that risk. I need to know if someone gets KO'd. I should still be able to swap them out before Penance gets their turn, right? And just slow it down. Creepy, what do you reckon? Yeah, no. Yeah, so basically, if the... Yeah, so that's the risk you take. There's a 1 in 3 chance that whoever gets KO'd, they kind of stay on the front line and you can't remove them. But I think as long as we've got 2, I think we'll be okay. Like, there's a 2 in 3 chance this is favorable for us. I think we got to play those odds. So let's go. Yep, so it worked again. Yep. So now, basically, I think if we take that risk and we succeed, then I think we can always stop this arm from getting its turn. I think. So back to this. Wait. Yeah. So I can't even try it a second time if I wanted to. We're not fast enough for that. Yeah, Lord of Terror Graviton at the moment. Okay. So things are starting to move here, but it's going to start to become a little bit of a race of can I get it done with the amount of X potions that I have. Okay. So. I should have cast Drain. That's a mistake. It's going to have that annoying little bit of HP left. But we still take it. Okay. Yeah, Dark Matter would have been slightly quicker, but it's okay. But one more attack here. But if you consistently, I think, miss those little optimizations, that could be the difference between having enough X potions and not, potentially. So, gotta be very careful. Okay, let's get back to it. Yeah, so far the strat looks decent. Now, we're almost halfway to finishing off the first form. And to be fair, given that we're gonna have less setup time, maybe it means that we don't need to take a risk anymore. Like, I think if we're ahead on X potions, I think there's no need to take any risk here, and we just keep doing what we're doing. Because this just helps us damage Penance a little more quickly. So I think I'll go back to playing it safer again. Okay. So bring in Lulu. We will drain this time first. Yuna. Split the turns. At this stage, splitting the turns and stuff I don't think is important, but... Okay. So straight back to it. How many turns? Yeah, this time it might be a bit of a... 1, 2... That's quick. Let's just see how we do. I think that might be the difference between the drain versus weapon change. So I'm wondering if this is now the scenario where it's better to bring in Riku. I think this is the time when you need to bring in Riku and take the risk. This gives you a much better shot of not letting that arm take a turn. 1, 2. Okay, got lucky again. Used Terra Graviton. Worked out perfectly. So, I think we have enough turns here. No, Riku doesn't have regen. I took that one off. Maybe I should have changed that. Let me see. The other two have regen. Oh my god, as James comes in and gives 10 memberships. Sheesh, thank you so much, James. Absolute community legend. Let me see. Yeah, she's got auto shell. I think auto regen's been working nicely. Auto shell's kind of irrelevant here. So we'll change that to auto regen. Now, I think we should be able to still take out that arm. This is where getting those turns is going to be important. You can see here. Alright, we're still good. Yeah, James with the big entrance. I wonder how long until you get the Bugenhagen, the top tier badge. Alright, so now we head back in. And we finish it off. Excellent. Next year, cool. Looking forward to. I think next year is definitely going to be the year we're going to start to see some more Bugenhagens in the chat. There's a decent number of matrons, but obviously, since every year I guess that they have the membership thing available, they add like a new tier of like loyalty badge. And so I don't know when it's going to be 7. I assume by summer 2025 I'll be able to probably add a new one. I don't see why they wouldn't have one for every year, basically. But for now, I think 6 is the highest. Yeah, I think 6 is the highest. Was Mage 4 years or 5 years? I forget. There's so many these days I can't keep up, but something like that. Okay, let's keep going. Will it be Necron per se? I'm going to start running out of badge ideas. Again, it's one of those where you just never think that far ahead. Like when these things happen, I think the first time by default, they allowed up to 2 years or 3 years or something. And I was always just like, who the hell knows what's going to happen in 5 years' time? It's like, you just make something a badge. And then later on, it's like, holy shit, it's been more than 5 years now. We have to come up with something new. Obviously, my whole logic with Machen was that he's obviously the very old lawsman of Final Fantasy X. He's incredibly old. But I had to find other old people. Now, 10-year badges, Penance's tiny hands. By the way, if you guys hear any noises, my next door neighbors are doing some redecorating. So I've been hearing some like vacuum cleaner and like some noise and stuff coming from that side, but hasn't affected anything so far. But hopefully it'd be okay for another hour and a half. Yeah, I think the Penance hands would be so tiny we wouldn't be able to see them. Okay, so let's try and push through 10 million barrier. Can't get too distracted by chat here. We've caught a nice loop. We need to make sure we keep that going. Let me just make sure here. Hold on. Yeah, for now we'll play it safe. so immediately just get back on the attack against this guy. Remember to drain. Hey EA, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, we're still in testing, but this is looking promising. We're having a good little run here. And this time our setup is a little bit different to what we had last time. So I'm hoping that if we do manage to get to the immolation phase, we'll at least have 3 attackers that are kind of a bit more ready built for that. And then we might actually be able to make some progress. I think this, like, where the strategy is right now, this is repeatable enough that in future attempts I will just basically start things off from the end of the obliteration phase. And so we can really start to practice the second one and see what we can do. As Dan Byrne comes in with the 5 memberships, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that. Damn, even Rule picked up a membership. That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff. Right, let's keep going. Oh yeah, Tanya got one too. Nice. Okay, so... yeah. And we're still good. Perfect. Yeah, this was just in time. This worked out really well. Excellent. I think, as always, I will have another look at the membership thing after the stream is done. Maybe we've unlocked a new one. We were literally, I think, 5 members away last time, 5 or 10 members away from getting the next emoji slot. YouTube is just so annoying with that stuff. They don't want us to have nice things. I think I just made a mistake while I was checking the chat. See, I'm not a seasoned enough veteran of streaming to be able to do this whole, like, check the chat constantly and focus completely on what I'm doing as well. Yeah, Tidus made a mistake there. No! Oh well. We'll see what happens. We might be forced into using an overdrive here to kind of make up for it a little. But we'll see how this goes. I think it's more so we lose out on penance damage at the moment. Thankfully the arm is gone while this happened, but that was definitely a mistake. Shouldn't have happened. Alright, we're finally going to get close to... yeah. Nah, let's steady the ship again. So, we've got less than a third of the way to go. Oh, this is tight, man. Sheesh. Just less than a third of the way to go, and that's what's left. So this is what I mean, like, if you make these small mistakes and you cost yourself like an extra few X potions, you could run out at a really critical time. Sheesh, this fight is tight, man. Wow. This one's weird. We get no turn advantage from Riku coming in here. Everything's so tightly packed together that it doesn't actually help this time. Fine. So yeah, unfortunately I lost the sync, so I made one mistake and everything went out of sync. This is dangerous now. Just wondering if it's worth taking a risk here and trying to get back by using Blitz Haze here or something. Yeah, I think Quick Pockets plus Mega Elixir can definitely keep us going just for a little bit longer. But I'm just wondering if there's a situation where I fall back like this, is it better to try and claw back some damage? Because now, obviously, we run the risk of this guy getting a turn. But let's just hold off for now. We'll stay disciplined and do what we've been doing so far. But it's a perfect example of how, like, one mistake can cost you big time. Such is the way in these difficult fights. Alright. So I might have to try and finish it off with a Blitz Ace, possibly. Let's see. It's one. Yeah, you guys chat amongst yourselves. I can't help, obviously, check the chat, but I'll try to minimize minimize that for now and just lurk a little more. How are we doing? I think I'm gonna risk a Blitz Ace here. Because then after this one, we should only need one more hit to take the arm out, so I think we'll be okay. So we'll see. Maybe this wasn't right, but I'm also conscious of those X potions rapidly running out, so okay. Could a quick hit have done the job here? No, it wouldn't have been quick enough. Okay, fine. Quick hit, not quick enough. I think, yeah, I should still be able to split the turns and take out the arm just in time. Just about. And yes, it is true. I always found that really funny. I always thought, like, it would be a nice touch at least if YouTube partners or partners over a certain size at least got given YouTube Premium for all of the content we create and all the revenue we generate for YouTube. But no, we get no workplace benefits. We don't even get a YouTube Premium. We just get a pat on the back if you get to, like, some crazy milestone, and if you don't get there, everything along the way, they're just like, you know, keep bringing in that cash and we'll help you keep making yours. Strictly business, of course. Yeah, but between like 100,000 and 1 million subscribers, you get absolutely nothing. Let's say you've been slaving away for 10 years to go from like 100,000 to 700,000. YouTube wouldn't have given you anything for that. Absolutely anything. Not even a YouTube Premium. Anyway, again, I'm getting distracted. This is a topic not meant for high-level Final Fantasy X battle discussion. Right, what was I doing? It's the usual question of how best to tackle this. I think at this stage we need the momentum. We're falling behind a little bit. We've got to take our risks again. I'm just scared of that Terra Graviton, so I'm just going to do this. Yep, I think it was the right call. Okay, so this time, finally, someone actually got hit. It's the first time that happened. 9.7. It's still slow, man. We need to speed it up, but we haven't been able to yet. And that arm is going to regenerate very soon. Again, I kind of want to attack reels, but on Penance himself, it's just not going to do enough damage. I'd need to land, I think. Yeah, it'd be like a lot of hits to... No, it just wouldn't work. There's no point. 9.6. Okay. So let's try and catch the rhythm again. And hopefully not screw up this time. Yeah, these... Oh, yeah, we're going to run out. We've been too slow here. Taking a chance again. We really need to speed up now, so we just don't have the luxury of waiting around. Maybe for this one it's worth an attack reels, at least. No, I can't swap him out afterwards. Does that get me an extra turn? I think it does. Let's throw a Dark Matter. At least. Get rid of it. Okay. Definitely getting closer now. Question is, do we really go for it here? I think no. I think we'll hold on a little longer, just stay a little more patient here. Get into a very important stage now. Okay. Now we really got to push. Right. Got enough. A couple more. I think we're just going to make it in time here. Okay, good. So I think we're okay. So now down to 11 X potions. So, we have made it through the first form once again, basically, at this point. But, is it better to just start working on the arms now? No, I think we can't do that until we handle this situation. Okay. So I think from here on we'll consider this milestone basically achieved, and we will restart the fight from this particular setup. I think from here on is probably the best way to do it, and then if we do figure out something for the second form, then we can try to take things the whole way. But for now I think we'll kind of do it like this. Karif, you know, you're watching. We need your brains and your experience for what happens after this. In any case, let's go for it. Right, so now we have the added issue, of course, of Judgment Day. And the reason why my primary feeling is we need to take out both of the arms is because, obviously, if we don't, then we're going to be dealing with Judgment Day. So now, the good thing here is we get lots of turns. So that's obviously the positive side of things. But the negative side of it is that we have no quick hit. And I don't know if we got enough to get us over the line. Now, one funny thing is, you guys would have noticed I forgot to add Phoenix Downs. I had 75 to start the fight instead of 99, which is obviously what I should have had. I've used 8, so I changed that to 91. I think we made it through with that many. I would rather at least keep track of how many Phoenix Downs we're actually using during this process, so I'd rather have a representative number. Okay, so now we're just going to let the arms do their worst. And now I think we can start to use attack reels with Waka if and when we get the chance. Is it ever worth using Tidus's Overdrive at this stage? Like that, for example. I'm not sure. Let's just go pure attack. Let's just see how many turns we're even getting at this stage. And we'll go from there. So we sped back up again. And we'll see how we do. Our main thing at this point is to kind of beat the Judgment Day counter. That's a bare minimum. Wow, Waka's getting punishment, man. Shish. But once again, I'm kind of just worried that we're not going to have enough Phoenix Downs to get the job done. And obviously attack reels we just can't use right now. But I don't know if it's a good idea to kind of leave the arm like one hit away from death and then kind of kill it then, or just go straight up like this. We will find out. So now we have a nice clean run at Penance for the first time. And we'll see if we can push through here. But you see, you only get 2 hits, and then this guy's already back. So now it's just literally, I think, going to be a bit of a race against time. Let's see how we do. Because I think the second arm will regenerate before we beat this first one. Possibly. Yeah, thought so. But as long as we get the job done before Judgment Day happens, then we're good. I think if it's Waka's turn, he should just use a Dark Matter. Honestly, extra chip damage instead of wasting all of that. Okay. I think it's probably best to always use attack reels when there's 3, like when there's 3 enemies, when both of the arms are up. Hey Hoffenheim, welcome to stream, good to see you. Okay, 8.77 million. Yeah, that arm just comes back too fast. Like, we're barely getting 1 turn in before Yeah, not sure I like that. So maybe worth looking into seeing if we can take the arms out. Together. Just thinking, what could it do if we let them take their turns? I think it's more of a time issue, because obviously if we leave the arm up, it will more than likely kill us. And then that's obviously just more delay. Yeah, things like Slice and Dice just don't do enough damage to Penance relative to the delay they have, I feel. But we can definitely test one and just see how we do. Okay, now we'll try and attack reels. I just hate that 5 health left over. It's so annoying, so wasteful of time and resources. But again, if we drop this to regular own sphere grid, at least for this strat, we'd have Tidus's quick hit available, so that would definitely make things a little better for us. All out brawl, yeah, basically is what it's turned into here. Very true. But yeah, since you're asking about Slice and Dice, let's give it a go. So obviously we can do maximum damage with one hit. And you see, so you can see the Slice and Dice push his turn away here. Let's see how much damage it does. So this is why I don't do it. I just wanted to show it to you guys for everyone, like, hey, why don't you use your overdrives against Penance? This is why. It's just not, like, if you have 255 strength, maybe, and enough luck to get a crit on everything, then possibly yes. But in general, unfortunately, no. Okay. So Judgment Day would happen if I fail to take out the arm here. So I think we can stay on top of it. It's more of a, do we have the resources? Do we have enough Phoenix Downs to see this through at this stage? 78. Maybe. Maybe we do. Yeah, it's no worries. People always underestimate how the effect of Celestial Weapons on enemies versus how it works for overdrives. It's quite misleading. Like the damage you're doing with your Celestial Weapon while it's ignoring defense, it won't work the same way when it's overdrive time, unfortunately. Because it doesn't ignore defense the same way. And they often have lower damage constants than the normal attack anyway, so lower damage constant doesn't ignore defense. It's not as useful. Okay, let's get back to it. Only get one hit. Let's keep on it. That's just me. No, tell me about it. As Francisco says, this game has so many misleading things. It really does. Okay. Again, here, I realistically should take out the arm still. There's just nothing quicker I can do, right, that would take it out. Oh. Maybe we just bring in Lulu with a drain here. The reason I'm doing this is literally because it's just quick. If she did a quick hit, she would miss. So this is kind of weirdly better, I think, technically. So then we swap back out for Riku. That's the one attack where instead of a rank 3, we can use a rank 2 move. So it gives us a tiny little bit of extra work there. I don't know what rank spare changes, actually. Coryphean seems to have vanished, unfortunately. I don't have his guiding presence anymore. How will I survive? I still can't get over Riku not having a single mix that dispels negative party state phase. I totally agree. It's insane. It's actually insane. But hey, as you can see, we're chipping away. I still think we're too slow, personally. But I mean, the Phoenix Downs are going down relatively slowly. It's not too bad. And the most important part is that we just about have enough turns to keep up with the arms and keep destroying them before they end up trying to either attack me or to use Judgment Day. Because obviously the kind of the holy grail way of beating Penance is to beat him in a way that the arms never get a turn. Yeah, arm has to die on this turn. I think for this one, just no fancy business, let's just do that. Would Walker's Overdrive do good when he's alone? I think it's okay, but I think it's better to get me out of a pinch if both of the arms are up at the same time. I think it still only does about 200k damage or something like that. It's not crazy. And I think that's at max strength. Walker doesn't have max strength right now. I think he's on like 230, 240, something like that. And again, you always have to factor in the delay as well. The attack reel's delay isn't that strong, but it's still a delay. So you kind of have to weigh it up. But I mean, it feels to me like other than resources, I don't see why we can't see this one through. 7.5. We've done 1.5 million damage at this point, and we've used 16. Yeah, it's still too slow, I feel. Still pressing these attack reels too early. This isn't normally how I do them. Bit of adrenaline, I think. I'm gonna miss one at that rate. Like, that's not the style I'm used to doing. Imagine streaming this. Yeah, it would be an all-day stream. I started phase 2 with 91. Ah, true. Yep. That is true. Yeah, not sure the attack reels help very much. I think if you get a bit lucky with the like if the majority of them hit the arm, I think it works out really well. But yeah, my attack reels are all over the place. To be fair, compared to before, I think I'm still a little bit more out of practice. I've just, because I can't use it as much in the Caribbean mod anymore. Okay. Here we go again. Oh my god, how did it... I used attack reels and it still came back instantly. Oh god, I hate this guy. I think attack reels are a dangerous game because if you get unlucky and most of the hits hit Penance, then you're gonna do worse, I think. But I'm gonna try it for a little while. At least Penance is taking chip damage. That's more like it. I thought especially with the attack reels I'd buy myself more time. Yeah, okay, that was a little better. Again, because this attack is slow, it needs to make up for it by doing a lot of damage to the arm. And there it did, so hopefully... But again, you see what I mean? It's like clockwork, it's really weird. Shouldn't it be like 24 ticks or something afterwards? Where's Karifian when you need him? There's got to be a better way than this. There's an aspect of the arms that I always kind of forget in terms of their regeneration mechanics. And I think if you get it wrong, you end up wasting a lot of turns. So I think this is not the right way to do it. Yeah, I might need to honestly look this up. I think there's a better way to do this. If you kill the arms with Doom, they take twice as long to respawn. Nice. Yeah, something ain't right there. I think I've caught myself in a negative loop here where I'm killing the arms faster, but they're regenerating like immediately between each other's turns. Like, that's not right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the trusty guide out here, honestly, if I can find it. It should be like 12 ticks or 24 ticks or something, but by that it can't have been the same every time because I've been approaching it differently and it feels like the arms are coming back faster. I feel like I've made that mistake in the past with something. So I'm just referring to P. Birdman's guide here, see if that gives me any insight. Yeah, it always says 12 ticks. I think maybe it's to do with the delay after attack reels, but I swear sometimes I've been killing it more quickly than that. It's strange. Yeah, I think maybe attack reels is just delaying me too much. Ah, yes, we don't have the MP left now. She got hit with immolation. I hate this guy. Okay. We'll do the final blow with Waka here so that he can do that. Do you have Doom? How many turns does it take for Doom? I didn't check that. Should be a high number, much higher than it's worth. You're going to kill it before it gets a turn anyway. Yeah, it's 200 turns for it to die from Doom. So it's just like a fun note, I guess, that that's the case. It's not practical in the fight. So yeah, Licky Kitty was sharing true information, but not information that actually helps in the fight. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely not designed to be killed by Doom. Why is Waka's turn all the way? Damn, he was the one that got killed, I assume that's why. Okay. What's the delay on energy rain? It's huge. Wow. I wish it wasn't such a big delay on energy rain. Slice and dice. Let's try it. Okay. Yeah, Doom only challenge. I mean, it is a viable strat for some things. I think you use it to beat Greater Sphere in the no sphere grid, no summon, no customize, no overdrive, no everything challenge. Okay, we've got 2 turns that time. But these Phoenix Downs, I think they're not quite enough, but we'll see. Yeah, we managed to get a whole 2 attacks in. Good stuff. Should have brought more Dark Matters. Okay, let's keep going. We've officially made it past halfway. So I would say we've done pretty well here. No matter what happens, we managed to do more than half the damage. We'll take that. Nice, there you go. Surely that arm is not going to come back on like the next turn now. I'll be annoyed. Yeah, there's a mechanic about that. There has to be, because I killed that arm so much more quickly than normal, and it immediately came back. So there's something I'm missing, and I'm pretty sure I've been told about it before. But it was a while back, and I don't remember it. There's something about that that's missing. So just having a look again, just seeing if I can find anything that might help here. Yeah, it says 12 ticks. It doesn't make sense. I did like 3 attacks worth of damage there. And it's definitely not 3 times as slow as a normal move, so... Yeah, this might be something, I think if we don't make it in this one, which still I'm very unsure at this point, I'll look into for the next one. I think there's a mechanic there that I'm missing. I think it's very niche. It's the kind of thing that I think Karifian does know, but we'll see if he ends up coming back at some point. For now, we'll keep pushing on and just see how far we can go. We're just kind of keeping it simple. And just taking it out like this. Because we're doing okay here. Like, this is perfectly safe. But it's will we have enough to survive? I mean, with things like Mega Phoenix, we might still be able to get over the line. It's not like as soon as we run out of Phoenix Downs, it's immediately over. But we'll see. Yeah, so we know they're revived after 12 ticks, but for me at least, it just doesn't make sense how quickly they come back sometimes, even when I kill them more quickly than usual. By using like attack reels, let's say. I just feel like it's too risky a game to try and leave both arms alive and then kill them both with the same like dark matter or something, because then the arms get turns and then they're just going to start taking me out and I'm going to eat away more Phoenix Downs. So yeah, it's not as, there's more variance to it than it seems. It's another one of these misleading things, I think. Because obviously we've seen times where I've killed the arms just using attack and then I've been able to have one or two afterwards, and then sometimes it's immediately after and stuff, so there's a little bit of bullshittery going on there. But normally, like, once you have like quick hit and all that kind of stuff, you don't notice these little discrepancies because you're fast enough that you'll still get the job done. But like, there's a slight desync here, basically. Killing an arm right before Penance's turn, does that seem to affect it? Maybe? I don't know. For now, I just want to see if we can get by without having to try to dig and find out about that stuff, because it's not immediately obvious to me how it works. As I say, it's just normally not that much of a factor. I think it becomes more of a factor in, say, like attack-only type challenges, for example. But I still feel like using attack reels when there's one arm out is probably a good idea, because at least this way, even if it's still like the other arm is regenerating immediately afterwards, you're still getting some hits in on Penance, and so you're kind of doing two at once. So I think it's probably still for the best. And it helps us kind of keep up. Yeah, two people wouldn't be quick enough to take out an arm. It just wouldn't work. You need all three of them working on it, otherwise you'll be too slow. So I think attack reels is just about fast enough and good enough that it's useful, but I think Tidus' Overdrive, unless we're really in danger, I'd rather not use it. How are we doing? 54. It's very tight. Obviously, it's like 54, 5.2 million. We have to obviously stay above that number. They're going very close to each other at the moment. But we're just ahead. Yeah, Erica gets a smack. The arms definitely don't block the body. Now, in general, it's a good idea, obviously, if you can make it work. Maybe with quick hit, if you had two people doing quick hit at the same time, you might be able to do it. But, ah, man, if I could have taken out in that turn, it would have been perfect. Okay, let's keep going. I think I will hack in more dark matters. I came into the fight with like 20. I just didn't think I'd be needing them. But you can see 4.9 million now, and I have 53 Phoenix down. So I'm staying ahead right now. Just about. So I think so far this strategy is looking like it's kind of working. So Waka just unloads the attack reels whenever there's Penance plus one arm left, and the rest of them just focus on the arm. I think where this starts to break down is if you start to get a few unlucky attack reels and like the arm only gets hit once or twice. Three, 4, 5, yeah, that's pretty good still. The other one comes back, yep. So this will happen sometimes, but we can manage. Yeah, trust me, there's stuff that everyone doesn't know, Karifin included. There's stuff that even he doesn't know. So don't beat yourselves up about something if you don't know in this game. It's too dense, it's too much to know, too many misleading things. It's fine. You guys literally watch me learn things live on stream all the time. Yeah, that's the thing, but I think that's basically what people like Caribbean have done at this point, but it's still not enough. Like there's always going to be some random quirk, or it doesn't even have to be mechanical. Sometimes it's like lore. It could be anything. You're never going to have it fully figured out. By the time you figure it all out, you would have forgotten like the first things you learned. So now we're losing momentum again. We're on 4.49, but this is catching up, so we need to... I think we have to hope we get lucky with attack reels. Well, not mess it up as well, but also get lucky that you get lots of hits on what you need. It's not quite enough for a dark matter, we have to do it this way. Yeah, so far so good. 4.2 million left, 48. So we're staying ahead. Yeah, we've got an hour left of this stream, and we're basically going to need most of it, even if we manage to pull this off. Nice even distribution there. That worked out perfectly. Okay, 2 turns. Well, 1. But almost below 4 million here. Yeah, no Aurochs reels this time. $45, 3.89. See, this time we hit it twice and the arm didn't regenerate, and I didn't even use an attack reels. This is what I'm talking about in terms of the arm regeneration not being constant. I'm sure if anyone knowledgeable about this particular aspect watches the VOD, they'll probably let me know. This one I might release as like one big solo video if I manage to make it. Maybe even premiere it for anyone who didn't watch it at the time. Definitely starting to believe it's possible now. Oof. Yeah. This one just in time. That arm came back quick, man. Good lord. Just as I said, I'm starting to see... I think because I had 2 hits there, the arm came back slightly later, but then it respawned more quickly for the other one. So, ugh. It's always some danger, man. And this obviously slows me down in terms of trying to attack Penance himself. Oh yes, it has been hectic, man. I'm trying my best to stay focused here. That's the problem, man. If the stream is interesting, exciting throughout, then ads are gonna always be disruptive. That's kind of what they want. The more they disrupt you, the more it's like, oh man, I can't take this anymore. I need YouTube Premium in my life. They just need to make it cheaper. They really need to make it cheaper. It's too greedy from them. Again, just about enough time here. How are we doing? 38. Okay, we're still on track. We're managing to maintain that buffer between Penance's HP and the amount of Phoenix Downs we have left, so that's a good sign. I think for now, I'm going to stop using attack reels completely and just see how we do. I feel like there's a little bit of a random variance with attack reels that makes things more dangerous for me, so I should probably stay on track here and see if I can kind of just stay ahead. Hey Law, welcome to stream, good to see you. Yeah, there is no Penance win without some level of dedication involved, unless you're going to Zanmato, of course, but we don't do that around here. How much HP does Penance have left? 2.86 million. So yeah, we're not going to use attack reels, as I say. We're going to see if we can stay ahead still without using it. And if we notice the gap... Wow, the arm actually got a turn. Gosh, that like never happens. Some weird sync going on here. Really is. Strange. That's why I feel like I need attack reels now. I've created like a sync that's worse for me and I kind of need to get it out of there. And attack reels might help me do it. Like 2.7533. Like I'm losing momentum here. I feel like I have to do it. But hey, hopefully, if we can kind of just stay alive here, you might see something that's never happened before. And well, the extra icing on the cake would be to do it with the randomizer as well. Yeah, I said I wouldn't, but I also said that I was tracking the gap between Phoenix Downs and the HP, and it's shrinking now. So I think without attack reels, I can't keep the gap. So I think attack reels is still helping me just stay ahead. I think that extra chip damage that's doing to Penance every time I use it, I think it's adding up. Yes, indeed. We have a great community. Thank you guys as always for always being here and for always being so welcoming and friendly to everybody. Right, so what I would do here is I came in with like 20 dark matters. I'm going to give myself some more here. These are all things I should have just done before the fight started, but as can often be the case, it was kind of testing mode, and then testing mode became, oh wow, like we could actually win here, and so these are things that I would have done beforehand. 2.4. Yeah, you guys got the hang of this now. $29,000, we'll take it. Thank you, Tanya, and we appreciate you. Let's not talk about what move we're going to use to beat it just yet. We've had some wacky things happen, and so we don't want to jinx anything here. But again, the gap was shrinking, but I think thanks to attack reels we managed to space it out a little again. Or 3 attacks this time. This is both good and bad, because when this happens, I think the chances of both arms surviving is higher. Yeah, this could be bad, actually. Yeah, and I don't have an overdrive now, so that second arm is going to come back very soon. I think we might have gone a bit too hard here. And this is where it gets dangerous. I feel like that arm is very close to appearing now. Let's see. What's the best way to do it? Yeah. Let's see what happens here. This is getting a bit hectic now. I don't like this. Let's see how many hits these things take here. I think if you become too reliant on attack reels and you sync the arms up too close, all it takes is for attack reels to not do its job one time, and you'll be in big trouble. So I'm going to wait for... I think for this arm, I'm going to wait until just before it gets its turn. I'm not going to kill it too fast. So I'm going to deliberately try to kind of... Oof. If it gets a move, what can it do? Calamity on Waka, I guess, would be a problem. Physical attack, not a big deal. But I still feel like I should potentially wait. 28. Yeah, I'm just worried if I kill it now, we're going to get ourselves into a situation where we're kind of killing the arm too quick. And then the other one's going to appear, and then attack reels is going to have one where it hits Penance's body like 9 times, and then we're just going to get stuck. I'm not sure. And well, it does have a chance to use Mighty Guard. I can't let it live. I think we can do it with the other arm, but not this one. We have to kill it. Okay. Yeah, the fact that we're getting 2 or 3 hits between the arms respawning is a clear indication that we're going to struggle to get rid of them more quickly. Yeah, this is not good. Don't like this. Okay. And Waka doesn't have an overdrive here. Okay. So I think we're still okay. Alright. So we killed it right before its turn. I think we've broken that nasty sink. I think we should be alright now. Alright, see you later, Emily. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I will get over the line and you guys will get to see it in the VOD. Oh. 26. I think we're okay. The Annabelle, welcome to stream. We are having a hell of a run against Penance right now. Hell of a run. But this guy is going to get a turn. Which, again, I don't like because it can get Mighty Guard on me. So I'm going to make sure. So the kind of weird synchronization's happening here. But we're going to try and stay on top of it. Just don't want to deal with Mighty Guard. But the delay from this might be too bad. Yeah, for the second form it has been so far, and we're trying to see if by doing that we can still get over the line. It's very tight right now. 25 Phoenix Downs left, and we have 1.73 million left to take out. With the arms regenerating pretty regularly, so we'll see what we can do. Let's keep it going. Getting tense now. Cotillionaire, welcome to the stream. You overslept, but you came in at a particularly exciting time. 1.5 million left on Penance in the Own Sphere Grid Randomizer Challenge. But we have 22 Phoenix Downs left. So we're trying our best to stay ahead and finish the job here. Those arms just keep regenerating. As they do. I'm going to take a chance again. I feel like if I don't regenerate, if I don't use attack reels, I only ever get a maximum of like one hit. Like maybe in this scenario I should use it because all it needs is one hit to kill it and I get a bit of a head start on the next one. Let's go. I only hit the other arm twice. That's kind of interesting, actually. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing right now. Let's keep going. Okay, Walker's got his overdrive back. That's good. Yeah. I took a risk that time because I've remembered that on enemies, at least, the Purifying Salt does work. So I didn't use an overdrive this time. Let's see, where is it? Okay. You can see though, as soon as attack reels comes in, things just get wacky, man. Whew. Nice. Right, we should get a few turns here to do some damage. Okay. 1.1 million, 19 Phoenix Downs. We're still on track. Right, there's that regeneration. Yeah, that second arm coming back fast. This is the problem with attack reels, it really is. It gets you... Killing them too quickly, I think, can also be an issue sometimes. I think we're still okay. Or I think we've got to use a Blitz Ace here to keep up. Yeah. Because we don't have an attack reels from Waka. Yeah, thankfully his luck is high enough that he's getting a decent amount of critical hits. Is helping. Yeah, agreed. I kind of wish the last Blitz Ace attack really was AoE. That would have made a big difference, but it's a shame. Okay, 920,000. Less than 1 million to go here. And 17 Phoenix Downs. Let's keep going. Yeah, Waka not having an overdrive always scares me in these scenarios, but it came back quick enough that I think that's probably a good thing here. Okay, he's back in terms of overdrive. Yeah, let's go for it again. Still going okay. Yeah, Kimari's the one with Entrust, but he doesn't have a full overdrive right now. I guess we could have charged it up at some point, but I think we're good. We're good for now. We just keep going. Okay, immediately came back, but I think we're still okay. We've still got our little buffer. It's definitely not every time, but yes, obviously I have a good success rate. But most of that was like no Sphere Grid, Dark Aeon era. Like most of what I learned came from there. That's when I really kind of just nailed it into my memory to do it like that. But I definitely do miss, but I need to try and not miss. Yeah. Okay, 500,000. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's a pretty good success rate, yes. It's weird, like, attack reels goes from feeling impossible to hit to being like, oh, actually, this was totally fine. It's a weird one. Like, once you get the hang of it once and you start to do it like 5 times, 10 times, 15 times in a row, then it starts to click, and then you really, like, your success rate obviously just goes up massively. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Okay. 3 more hits on Penance. basically the fight is won. We did it. Whew. Yeah. Wow. Again, we are ahead of the curve here. I really didn't think that we'd make it to this one this session. I guess it really was like all-out attack, 170 agility, and we just about had enough Phoenix Downs to get the job done here. So, yeah. Ooh. Wow. Alright, let's finish the job. Yeah, this is a pretty big, like, this is one of the most difficult fights I've done for a long time, I have to say. Okay. Let's finish it. Nothing fancy here. Blitz Ace Killer. Okay, fine. I can do that. I would say the first part of Penance proves that what the Animal said is not quite true, but yes, a lot of it is to do with that. Definitely. I mean, you can see how long it took us to build up a strategy that could get the job done for us here. But get it done it did. There we go, GG's. Own Sphere Grid Penance in the Randomizer mod. So if anyone's wondering, can you beat Penance in Own Sphere Grid? The answer is yes, because that's a bit easier than this variant as well, because you have a few extra perks like I mentioned already. Wow. I can guarantee you would never have seen Penance beaten with that setup before. And there it is. Woo! Wow. All of that AP we're not going to use. Yeah, this one was one for the books. This, like, from my perspective as well, this was a real fight. Like, this was legit. That was a big one. I haven't beat a fight like that in a long time. And it's always nice to kind of do something that I'm pretty sure I've never seen be done before for Final Fantasy X, so this is definitely a new one. I'm not saying it's like the hardest battle ever seen, but it was definitely tough. And so that was pretty cool. So yeah, I might upload this as an individual video, honestly. This was a fun time. There we go. That's it. Everybody go home. I've wrapped up for today. We're done. We're finished. Ugh. Yeah, I think we got involved with like the winning attempt. It's maybe been about 2 hours with 4x speed for almost all of it. Because obviously we had the first attempt that didn't quite go. So I think we had 3 attempts today, and on the third one we managed to do it. And in my head at least, like, yes, I did hack in a few things, but nothing that they were kind of just prior preparations that I didn't make. It wasn't anything that altered the fight in that sense. So yes, I added like dark matters I didn't have, or like Phoenix Downs I should have had and stuff. But my conscience is clear on that one. I would say that was a pretty legit win still. Thank you, James, celebrating with the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that. And yeah, well, definitely this time we didn't do any kind of Final Fantasy Farplane mod controlling enemies and that kind of thing either. So yeah, I would say that's about as good as I could have hoped for this session. And well, honestly, I think it's probably the most difficult battle I've done that's been live streamed. It's kind of funny because when I do watch like live streams of others sometimes, I watch VODs, I don't really watch live streams that often. And it's always kind of epic to see someone do something really difficult or really like really cool, like live on air. And the crowd is there with them and stuff, and it's really cool. But when I do stuff, it tends to be things that aren't as difficult, or like, you know, they tend to be a little bit more pedestrian. But this one was like a high level fight, and it's pretty intense. So to be able to do that kind of live on stream with you guys was definitely a lot of fun. So it was nice to share that with you guys. Definitely cool. But yeah, that's all that was on the docket for today. That's it. I ain't got nothing for you guys today. We have like another half an hour or so, but I'll probably wrap it up a little earlier than usual, I don't know. But I think, yeah, I guess it's worth talking about what to do next. So don't go just yet. I did mention a few times that what I'd like to do is go back to one of the absolute most infamously impossible but still possible challenges in No Sphere Grid, and that is of course Shinryu. And I think that one I'd like to have like a session or two where it's literally just 3 hours of dying over and over again to Shinryu, just so you guys can kind of see how that fight works and kind of see how truly astronomical it is. I think it will still be interesting, and I guess, you know, we still have a lot of fun regardless, so we can still chat and hang out and just see how that stuff plays out. And then what I'd like to do basically after that, just kind of spend a little bit of time fighting No Sphere Grid Shinryu. It's been many years since I've tried. Do that one. At least if there is a genuine miracle, it would be caught like live on stream, and then it would be like, if I was to beat No Sphere Grid Shinryu, that would be literally a greater luck accomplishment, like a far greater luck accomplishment than like No Sphere Grid Dark Anima. And so I think it would be kind of nice in that sense as well. So I know I say a lot that like this is unlikely, or this probably won't happen, or I probably won't be able to do it, but that's one where hopefully in the next session, both hopefully and not, I guess, you'll see just how crazy it is to try to defeat Shinryu in No Sphere Grid. So we'll do that. And then once that's done, because I never beat No Sphere Grid Shinryu, I never got to fight No Sphere Grid Nemesis. And I think some people might think that based on the challenge and how difficult everything is, like Nemesis is probably impossible in No Sphere Grid, even if you did unlock him. But he is possible, and he has been defeated before. There is a video of No Sphere Grid Nemesis. Obviously the person kind of cheated their way through Shinryu, but then they had a legitimate fight against Penance, against Nemesis. And so it can be done. And so, because I never got to do that fight, because back in the day when I was really kind of working on that stuff, I wasn't really in the whole like hacking my save file and unlocking this, that, the other. Nowadays I'm just a lazy hacker, and so I will hack through to Nemesis and try the fight that I kind of missed out on all those years ago. And I want to see like how I can do it and how it's actually done. And so we'll spend some sessions. I don't know exactly kind of how many, but we'll kind of go with the flow. And we'll take it back to the old school, and we'll go to some good old-fashioned No Sphere Grid with Shinryu and then Nemesis, hopefully. So that's generally the idea for the live stream. That'll take us into the new year anyway. We've got another one scheduled for, let me check now, Tuesday the 17th. We'll be at it again, and then the next one is literally New Year's Eve on the 31st, so I'll probably miss that one because it's New Year's Eve. I might do it on the 30th if I'm around, or maybe like Thursday, like the 2nd, something like that. So I'll still try to stream that week, but it probably won't be on the Tuesday on New Year's Eve. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. And then I think once I've had my fill with Final Fantasy X No Sphere Grid stuff, then I think we'll look to see what the next actual series is going to be in terms of live streams on the channel. So that's the general idea. Alongside that, on Friday, we are continuing with Final Fantasy X Masters Mod. Still having a lot of fun with that series, and I hope you guys continue to tune in. There's so many great battles to come. It's going to blow your minds, so you're going to really enjoy it. So definitely continue to tune in on that and hang out with us in the live chat. I will see you guys there on Friday. And yeah, other than that, Dragon Quest continues, Silent Hill continues, very, very busy as always, but looking forward to sharing more content with you all and enjoying myself in the process. So thank you for all the support. Thank you for the gifted memberships today. Really appreciate it. Thank you for celebrating this big win with me. And I will see you guys for the next live stream session on the 17th. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining me.